Well, Prince Charles has met with Indigenous leaders in Canada before wrapping up his royal tour. The leaders had requested an apology from the Queen over a scandal which saw Indigenous children abused or killed in residential schools.
Remoteness immediately hits you as you arrive in the Northern Territories. In Yellowknife, a First Nations welcome was waiting from the Detta community. It's been a tour where the Prince has wanted to listen and learn, but the way that Indigenous people have been mistreated has hung over the visit. The Prince unexpectedly wanting to say more on the issue.
I want to acknowledge their suffering and to say how much our hearts go out to them and their families. All leaders have shared with me the importance of advancing reconciliation in Canada. We must listen to the truth of the lived experiences of Indigenous peoples.
But for families like Jonathan's, it still isn't the apology from the royals that some have demanded.
My parents, my grandparents, my aunt, uncles, and a bunch of them, they all went to residential schools. They don't always share everything that happened to them. They don't share everything that happened to their friends or their cousins, brothers and sisters. And
it's still scarred the community.
They're still scarred. So it happened to our parents and grandparents, but it's still affecting us right now.
We had thought the climate crisis and the impact of warming temperatures on ice roads was going to be the main focus here. But he's clearly been so moved by what he's heard from Indigenous leaders over the last few days that rather than just making a few remarks on the last day of this tour, he's wanted to make a full-blown speech as Canada is preparing to mark the first anniversary of when those remains were found of children abused in residential schools. The final send-off was about celebrating the Queen and the Jubilee. But this has been another royal tour where her son has had to confront more difficult issues. His willingness to meet and join in, at least seen by elders, as a real sign of respect from a man who wants to be a credible future king.